YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy ConcisetheBarber, and in this video, I have a comparison video for y'all that we're going to be talking about a shaver, a certain type of shaver, and which one would be the best for you out of this lineup that I have right here. We will be talking about single foil shavers.
CTB, you know who it is.
So, out of this lineup, when it comes to single foil shavers, which one would be the best one to pick up? So first, I would like to talk about this unique shaver by JRL. This is the SF Pro shaver, the single foil shaver that they came out with. Now, I am going to talk about a few specs about this that I think is very, very dope. And also I'm going to talk about some things that it seems like some people were concerned about, but also let's talk about how JRL respond from that as well. So first thing first, I'm going to talk about is the price. The price of these right now are $72 on their website. They originally were $90, but they're on sale. It seems to be $72. So that's not bad for a single foil shaver. There are some, of course, lower than that, but there's also some a lot more than that as well. So when it comes to pricing, JRL always does a good job when it comes to pricing. So I'm really never surprised about like their products and the quality and how well they price their stuff at. So that's that. The second thing, this thing is 8,000 RPMs. This thing does sound powerful. When you turn this thing on, it does sound very, very good in hand. I mean, does it fit? It feels good in hand and it sounds good in hand. So 8,000 RPMs, you can't beat that. 3-hour runtime with a 2-hour charge time. That's also another thing that this shaver has up on a lot of other shavers. Some are at that 3-hour, 4-hour range, but there's not that many. Majority are around like 2 hours and down, but 3-hour runtime, you can't beat that. One of the dope things about this JRL shaver is that the levitation piece of this, right? And that's the magnetic right there. So you gotta press down. If not, it will not just clip on. Now, that is really, really dope. But let me tell you something that a lot of people had some concerns about when it came to the JRL single foil shaver. The first generation of the foils, the holes were a lot smaller, so a lot of people didn't feel like they performed well, but they did come out with a new single foil shaver headpiece that has bigger holes. So now you're allowed to be able to get that nice shave that you wanted with this single foil shaver. Now this is a nice size single foil shaver. This is very like some of them that you see now are a little bit smaller than that. Like I'll show you the Uno ones, but they're a lot smaller than these. But I will have to say, with this new shaver head, with the power, it does perform well. So that is definitely dope. Another thing though, I was just live and I was talking to somebody about this. They said something that since they do have a new shaver head on it, is this the shaver head that's going to come with all the newer ones now? So that is something to think about. But I do like the fact that they seen that there was a problem with the shaver head and they got a new one out. So shout out to JRL for that. Now let's talk about this bad boy right here. A lot of people haven't been talking about it, but this is Caliber Solo Shaver. This is a single foil shaver, and we got to talk about this. Now, first things first, we're gonna talk about price. I'm really not sure why the price is what it's pricing, but it's $83.98. I'm not sure why to that. $84, $85, but $83.98. I'm not sure. That's just me being, I just thought that was interesting. Anyway, so that is what it is. But this also is a shaver that has 8,000 RPMs. It has a 2-hour runtime. That's where some shavers sit at majority of the times. Now, I do not know the charge time, but I'm going to say just half of that. So I'm gonna say about 60 to 90 minutes of a charge time. Of a charge time with 2 hours of a runtime. So you can't beat that. I do like the fact that it does have an LED display. That's really good to let you know where you're at with your power level. This also has USB-C, and one of the dope things about this shaver, which I'm going to talk about this and more in the comparison section, is that this thing is waterproof. It's IPX4 rating, so I think this is stay submerged underwater for I think 30 minutes or something like that. I think this is like a really, really good thing too. But we're going to talk about that because this does help, and there is a dope benefit of having this thing being waterproof. So the next one we're going to talk about, this is This is one of my favorites, smallest one out of the group. It's very powerful. It is the Stylecraft Uno Shaver 2.0. Now this bad boy is the smallest foil shaver out of the three, and I'll show you guys the lineup real quick. They're all single foil shavers, but size difference. You can see that there is a huge size difference and out of these three, but this one being the smallest is the most powerful one, and also the cheapest at $94.95. And also this being the smallest, it is also the most powerful one at 9,000 RPMs out of this lineup. 9,000 RPMs, so you can't be mad at that. This thing is a workhorse. It really can cut some hair, does really good in small areas and stuff like that. It has 2-hour runtime with an hour charge time. So like I said before, 2 hours is like where majority of some shavers sit, but 2 hours runtime, 1 hour of a charge time. Not mad at that. This also has USB-C charging. I know this thing looks jacked up. I use this all the time, but that just lets you know that this thing does work. That is the main things that I wanted to talk about when it comes to these. But let's do the comparison, and let me dive deep into what that really looks like. Because another thing that we're going to have to talk about, right? How many passes when you're using a single foil shaver are you really going to have to take, right? So that being said, we do know that the RPMs are going to matter, and the foil head is going to matter. How big are the holes in the foil shaver? That's going to help clean up that area nice and quick. Now, I will say with the JRL, with the new foil shaver, this thing does clean up very well. Not that many passes. You will be passing. This is a single foil shaver. You will be doing some passes, but not that many passes. And also that depends on your pressure as well. But I will tell you right now, this thing can do some good clean work. You could probably do a mid-ball fade. Use just this. And on the shaver time, you probably can be just under a minute and a half, to be honest. Honestly, same thing with the same thing with the Caliber Solo Shaver. But the thing is about the Caliber Solo Shaver, since it is a little bit smaller, this can get into certain areas that the JRL actually has a hard time getting into, like the mustache area. Not bad behind the ears, but this is amazing with tapers. This is great with tapers and just mid-ball fades all day long. Now, I do like this as well, and this is great. This doesn't have that many passes as well. But I will say this, if you're trying to use this as a mid fade, it does have 9,000 RPMs, but you're going to take a little bit more time. So of course there's going to be more mini passes, but this is like simple and direct and effective when you are using small areas like on the top of the lip, in between your goatee, under the neck, behind the ears, stuff like that. Small areas, this is very effective. And I would have to say that this is the best in small areas without that many passes. So I do look at that just a little bit different as well because of the foil. The foil shavers are in different lengths and widths. So that being said, all of these are good when it comes to how many passes that you have to use. But I will have to say, honestly, this one in the middle, the Caliber Solo Shaver, kind of beats them when it comes to passes. Surprisingly, to be honest, but the JRL does well, but there's certain things that it being that big, it stops it from being able to do. But the Solo Shaver from Caliber, it does the job. So the next thing I want to talk about when it comes to these is how easy it is to clean these shavers. And I have to say that this is just a nice, quick 1-2 pop off, brush it off, spray, do your cool care. Same thing with this, put underwater, spray it, clean it, use a rag, let it dry, do your 10 minutes, right? Nothing wrong with that. That's simple and easy. But I will have to say that the Caliber, it being waterproof, this is where it shines through out of all of them, in a sense, to be honest. It has a magnetic top. That is number one. I do like that fact. It's not the only one that has a magnetic top, but it has a magnetic top. When it comes to that piece, you can just run water through this like it's nobody's business. And it's real easy to clean. And then boom, top. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. Now here where it gets kind of tricky. Now this is magnetic, right? No piece. But if you really want to do a deep dive clean and really like take this piece off right here and then clean this out and then, put this under some water and really do a good job cleaning that, then you're going to have to place this back and then put this on right here. I will just say it's not a bad job cleaning this, but it takes you just a little bit of an extra step. And that's it. It takes you a bit of an extra step. but this one is winning the cleaning side of everything. So I have everything lined up on how I compared everything. It's like a rating between a 1 to 3, you know, being the least to the best. And there's one area where I just like did a check mark because it's not grading on 1 to 3. And I think it was because of the fact that it was like hyperallergenic, whatever. But when it comes to the price, Stylecraft wins with the price at $55. Let's just say $55. The JRL comes in second with $72, and then the Caliber is at $84. So that's the price on those. Now, when it comes to RPMs, Stylecraft wins again, 9,000 RPMs, and these two have 8,000 RPMs. So, you know, the mini boy, he winning a little bit. You'd be surprised how small, how effective something that small can be. Okay, so when it comes to the runtime, honestly, the JRL wins with 3 hours of runtime, and these two only have 2 hours of runtime. So that does change things just a little bit, but not really. 2 hours of runtime, you're not using the charger all day and like the whole time throughout the service. So some people are gonna not see a big problem with that. All right, so when it comes to charging options, now JRL only charging option is using the plug. However, you can use USB-C, and this has USB-C, and this has a dock as well. I don't believe this has a dock, but this doesn't even have USB-C. So the JRL, the other two are basically the same with USB-C, and this is using just a regular cord, so a charging cord. So that's the only downfall I could say when it comes to the charging, when it comes to the JRL. Now, we did talk about passes, and I did say that they all fairly do a good job with that. So I kind of gave that like an even one because of the style of them. But I will say that the Caliber probably will win up on that one just a little bit. And then also, like I said, with the cleaning, Caliber wins with that, then the Stylecraft, and then JRL. So it's a little bit more difficult. So on a point scale that I have it, and who won from the best single foil shaver out right now that can do everything that is needed. And also, I didn't even talk about this, but the Caliber wins #1 spot. It does have that LED display. I do like that. I think I did talk about it, but to be honest, this thing does everything well, and it's powerful enough. So that's #1. And right behind it, honestly, it won by 1 point. Like the Caliber got 17, the Uno's got 16, just by 1 point. Caliber won, and then the JRL came in last place. But we'll see what the brands have, what these companies have when it comes to innovating and upgrading these single foil shavers. But as of right now, that's what I have on my list, the best single foil shavers right now. Now, there are more out there, but for what I have right now, this is my list. These are the ones that I like using all day and every day. Nothing wrong with these. All of these still do a good job, and clearly I do use them. But I wanted to give you guys this information. So if you are in the market shopping for a single foil shaver, I hope this video did help you out some with that. So thank y'all for watching. Please make sure you guys subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Be blessed.
CTB, you know who it is.